Hello, this is the producer podcast behind the scenes with me, Cal.
And with myself, Julia.
I'm a producer, she's the exec. And basically, if you didn't hear the first one, we use this as an opportunity to now talk to the camera, which helps. But we use this opportunity to update everybody on where we are with the projects, what's happening with the story, any other news directly from us because we are the producers. Jules, what's been happening?
We have launched season 1 on YouTube. Amazon.
Yes. Amazon
Spotify.
Music.
Amazon Music. But it's also now on Amazon.
It's on Audible.
It's on Audible.
Because Audible is owned by Amazon.
Yes.
So it filters through.
So, Amazon.
Yep.
Spotify. And that's
it
it for now.
Well, it's technically it's on a bunch of other small ones, but it's all
the
being
main ones.
filtered through RSS.com.
Yes.
So, but most people have been listening to it so far on Spotify by about 60%.
And YouTube. Closely followed by YouTube.
Yeah, right. So those stats are pulled. Those stats are pulled directly from RSS.com, which is where you can host your podcast. We're not affiliated with them, by the way. It's just this is just the tech.
This is not an ad.
But yeah, and YouTube is a separate thing.
Yeah. Numbers
wise entirely, but yes, a large majority of the audio platforms which are covered by RSS, yes, a large majority of that, the 60-odd% has so far been listened to through Spotify. And now we've got 6 episodes out. So we
launched...
Episode
6 launched today.
Today, as of recording this right now, episode 6 launched today.
Which is exciting because I think it's the first true episode in season 1 that reflects the journey and where we're going.
Yes. Yeah.
So it's got, not that the others don't have story. They all have story. But I think we found our feet with it by episode 6.
Okay, so there was a few things that had happened during the course of. So just to backtrack a little bit. So we started off with the pilot, obviously, which was a little 8-minute long tester pilot episode.
Yeah, just with Danny.
Literally just with Danny. Although Michaela's voice is in it for like a second on an answer machine.
Yes,
that's about it.
It is, yeah.
Episode 2 was a kind of an exploration of she's going to turn into a werewolf again, but in what circumstance.
Yes.
But we did introduce the character Dr. Paul Williams and did actually start adding some kind of backstory to Emily, that she'd escaped an abusive relationship. She'd obviously been attacked by an animal. And so there were some little bits there, but again, it was very short. It was about 11 minutes long. We then had episode 3, which
introduced Jess's character properly then.
Yeah, Jess was introduced properly. And there was this whole thing, again, Emily transforming on the moors, but she's telling this as a story and it's in a different situation. And I think by the time we'd done that episode, we'd kind of gone, hang on a sec, we can't have this happen every single time. We can't keep we need to have more happen than trying to find circumstances for Emily to turn into a werewolf and that be it. It just didn't, for me personally, I don't know about you, it didn't quite gel for me. So
no, and it gets boring.
It would get repetitive.
It would get really repetitive.
Yeah. So then episode 4, we had the introduction of Mei Ling, and this kind of continued, and then this idea, which we kind of continued from 3, about Jess rejecting Emily's story that she's been turning into a monster. And we kind of went down this rabbit hole of Emily doesn't know she's a werewolf. She knows something's happening to her, but she doesn't know what. And so she goes to Mei Ling's store and she's given a book, so on and so forth.
And to be fair, it is quite absurd. If I would tell you suddenly I think I'm a monster.
I mean, in fairness,
would you believe me?
No. I mean, okay. I think I'd think you were insane too. And so I think Jess's position is initially justifiable. So episode 4, we introduced Mei Ling. Episode 5, more Jess, but this time this confrontation starts kicking off about she doesn't accept that Emily's a werewolf. She thinks that Mei Ling who she has a history with to some degree, has put some weird ideas into her head, so they had this kind of argument. The episodes do not feature a werewolf transformation.
No.
And are very character driven, which led us then into episode 6. Now, I think the reason I started going down that recap was that by the time we'd done and released episode 6, two things happened. One, we'd better established what our story narrative was going to be doing at this point in the season. Secondly, through our Patreon subscribers giving us feedback on the episodes as we request each episode, is that then there was the consensus that 20 minutes was
the sweet spot.
Was a better running time for it. And I think I can't remember who it was that said it. Someone said it feels more like an episode.
Yeah,
because it's long enough.
Yeah, and when you think about American sitcoms, American shows.
Yeah, outside, remove the adverts.
Remove the ads, and they're 20 minutes long.
And they're 20 minutes long, exactly. So we didn't stick to 20 minutes, as you will find out later into the season. I don't think it's a spoiler to actually let you know that the episodes get progressively longer and longer in length, which isn't a bad thing in terms of story, I don't think. But
no. But we have to say, though, with season 1, can we say that the final episode is an hour long?
Yes, yeah, we can.
Okay, we can say that. So by that point, because it all started as a tester, we knew there might be an audience, but then we tested it, and then we got audience feedback, and like you just said, the Patreons were great at supporting us, so we knew that there was something there. Yeah. And we wanted to, by the end of season 1, we wanted to wrap up the story in a conclusive way as well. Not wrap up, but leave a cliffhanger. You know, wrap up the story in a way that people could look forward to season 2.
Yeah,
because by that point we knew we wanted to do a second season.
Ideally, yeah.
So in terms of storytelling, and if you are into narrative arcs and things like that, and you like a bit of the theory, then that's why certain episodes feel longer than others. And
they are.
The final, and they are.
Yeah.
And the final episode of season 1 is an hour long.
Yeah. The final episode of season 1 is an hour long for the main reason that we realized that we had a lot of bits to wrap up properly, I think, as you said. So, but in doing that, we've accidentally discovered that a runtime of around about 35 to 45 minutes seemed to be a good amount of time to establish what we're doing in that episode.
Yeah.
Make sure the scenes are nice and, meaty, I suppose.
And it's not a sitcom.
No.
It is a drama, and drama episodes are usually longer than sitcoms.
I like the idea, personally. I like the idea that an episode doesn't have to be any length. It should be the length it needs to be. And so the fact, so if one episode going forward in season 2, which you can access on Patreon now, if you feel so inclined to support us there. Some episodes are like 35 minutes, so there's a 40.
Yeah.
Or thereabouts. And it's just down to if the runtime needs to be that long, it can be that long. We can pretty much guarantee now they aren't going to be 20 minutes. They're going to be longer.
Half an hour or longer, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So that's really how things have evolved. And obviously we've got other characters still to come in on season 1. Seraphina's one of them, without giving too much away about her at the moment. So yeah, we've still got a lot of stuff to go. We've got 6 more episodes of season 1 coming your way over the next 6 weeks. And then that's season 1 down. Whilst we're also busying away at producing season 2, which let me think now. We've got 4, as of the moment, there are 4 episodes completed.
Yeah.
Of season 2, with the 5th episode currently in production right this second. We're literally recording other new elements this week, which, since the rewrite, have changed things quite a little bit. So we will be getting back into the swing of getting those produced, hopefully quicker and quicker, because we want to get these rolled out sort of fairly soon for our general supporters out there. But for the time being, season 2 is exclusive on Patreon only, and we'll let you know when that changes later on. So in terms of the actual project and what we've been doing, there's been a lot of focus on basically getting season 1 prepped and out there, which also includes, by the way, the graphic novel pages, which have been rolling out now on so far our Instagram page
and Facebook.
And we will be updating the website soon with the same content. So you'll have 1 of 3 options to pick from for that. So we've been very busy sort of doing that side of things, as well as, hey, our day jobs.
Yes.
Because at the moment, we still have day jobs, as in our client bits and pieces. That's just the fact of we discussed it before. We don't need to bore with that anymore. So the question always comes down to the live thing. Where are we at with the live thing, Jules?
Well, you will have, if you follow us, you will have seen that we are still doing effects tests. We have released a new trailer for season 1 with Danny. We're working on that. We've got her coming in again, so there will be more bits and pieces that we're testing. We are planning on co-working with a VFX company. We've got prices for the wolf, but we need to go a bit longer until we can really make this wolf
Well, we've
look
got
good.
prices for a wolf. I wouldn't say necessarily the wolf, because
It is the wolf
but either
we
way,
would
it's,
like to see.
Yeah, exactly. It is. And I think this kind of touches on the main thing as a whole, in saying is, if we're going to do this, we want to do it right. We don't want to half-ass this. We don't want
And I think the effects tests show this.
Yeah.
That we want to put out quality.
I think so. I mean, bearing in mind, okay, the effects tests are only, I'd say they're like a taster.
Yeah.
An absolute taster, because they don't represent the final anything, because they're literally just shot as tests.
But they're already looking good.
But the feedback's been pretty good. And I like to think we know what we're doing. Even if it's like, we've got half a day to shoot some concept stuff or some tests with Danny, and that includes getting her into a certain level of makeup. The hair, for example. The teeth, the hair, and then all the digital stuff that we do later on. That all takes time, and time doing that means not time, time that isn't being done in, say, the edit. Because again, we're a small team. I do a lot of the work myself as well. And you do a lot of the sort of the other side of stuff. But again, this is part of the process. So as we grow our support, things will invariably happen faster.
Yeah.
That is really how it works. So if you go, for example, to our Patreon page, any free members can see this. We have a roadmap of where we roughly need to be at a certain level, and part of our roadmap involves us producing 2 TfD episodes a month.
Yes. Currently it's 1.
However, our output also still includes, obviously, the graphic novel pages. We've got our main story, Tales from Davidstown main story, which is being created by Chelsea.
Yep.
We've got our new Blood and Chains comic, graphic novel, which launched 2 weeks ago, which is being illustrated by Shahab. That's for our next tier up, which is a whole new story. You haven't ever seen or heard this one before.
And this universe is so big. There's so much opportunity to tell different stories.
And this is it. We've got so many ideas to explore. And it is kind of exciting. And there's a lot of it werewolves. There's a lot of werewolf lore which we've got ready to go for later on down the story.
Witches, vampires.
Yeah, we've got loads of things to do.
And this is where the audience feedback comes in.
Yeah.
Like, we get a lot of people through the website that are interested in vampires.
Yeah, actually.
And then witches are big again.
Yeah.
Look at Agatha.
Yeah. For example.
Great. There's some great supernatural stories out there. And then Sarah Michelle Gellar dropping the hint about Buffy.
Buffy coming back, yeah. Just a sidestep into that one.
Happens there.
Yeah, that's interesting. So, in the supernatural landscape, or the supernatural media landscape, there's a lot going on. So it's maybe a really fun time, really good time for us to be playing in that pond, so to speak. But the live action, obviously, this is a long road. We have, thankfully, I'm happy to say our Patreon grew a little bit in the last 2 weeks.
Yep.
We welcomed some new residents to our to the town, if you will,
town
to
of
our
Davidstown.
our digital, virtual, whatever you want to call it, town, our fictional town. So that's good. That's great news. We're that tiny little bit further to making the live action happen.
Yeah.
We also launched a brand new tier,
Yes.
which I don't believe we've spoken about.
Nope, we haven't spoken about it yet.
Shall I? Do you want to say it or shall I?
You do.
Okay,
You've
fine.
got the honours.
Okay, thank you. So we've had for the longest time we've had our three main tiers. We've had our new moon, our red moon, and our super moon tiers. We 2 weeks ago, or just over 2 weeks ago rather, launched our brand new tier called Over the Moon, which has all the perks of all of our previous three tiers, but with a couple of really fun extra bits. The first one being that you can get some. You can get a recorded message from any member of the cast you like.
That's quite
made
cool.
personal to you, and also a little.
Oh, as a birthday message for someone.
Or whatever you
Yeah.
like. Think of it a bit like a cameo
Yeah.
kind of thing, but it's one of our talented cast members of your choosing. But this is the more exciting bit, which I think is kind of fun from the creator's standpoint, is we will give you the facility to send us a story which we will then turn into a short play.
Which is pretty cool.
So if you've got your own supernatural idea, or if you want to do something in Davidstown yourself, as long as it doesn't involve our main characters, naturally, because we can't make things that are in canon, so to speak. But if you had, so whatever your idea may be, subject to us agreeing to it, we will make a short play out of it.
Yep.
Terms and conditions are all on the page, so you can check it out if you're interested. We are limiting it to just 5 Patreons currently, because it's a bit of a tester again.
Yep.
It's a bigger commitment financially.
So there's 3 spots left?
There are 3 as of this second, yes. So, yeah, there's an opportunity there for you to further support our project, the town, the residents, whatever you want to call it. But yeah, also,
And
I think you get something
live
pretty...
out your own creativity.
Yeah, absolutely. You get to write a story and work with us, and we create something really cool, hopefully. So yeah, let's see what happens there. So, and as we grow a little bit more, and we have the facility to offer more to our patrons, then I think we have other ideas for other bits and pieces too. But for the time being, I think we've got a lot of content available to our Patreon supporters. So.
Yeah.
TfD, 1916, our 2 main our graphic novel series, bunch of standalone images, as well as our support of polling,
The podcast.
the Discord channel.
There's loads going on.
Because we want to make sure it's it's a rich experience for people, right?
Yep.
So that's where we're up to.
Your free 6 details from Davidstown.
It's getting that way.
Yeah.
It's getting that way. But I think the main thing is, again, we want to say thanks to you guys for supporting us. We're still here. We're growing slowly. And it's been really nice to see comments on things like YouTube and what we've through the website, and for people to say, oh my God, I've just found this thing and it's a lot of fun and they're really enjoying it. That's always lovely to hear.
And people wondering where the story goes and being genuinely excited about it, which I like.
I think that's a lot of fun.
Comments.
I think as a creator, I think that's a lot of fun.
Yeah. And also their fan theories, where it might be going.
That's always interesting, because we obviously know what happens, but when people come with their own theories, you think, oh, that's a fun idea. But I think, the big thing is a massive thank you to our supporters, whether you be streaming it on Spotify, Amazon Music, whatever, or on YouTube, and then all the way through to our patrons. You are keeping this ball rolling forwards. Thank you as always from the bottom of our hearts, and
Very much.
we will keep you updated as to how we're doing on the project.
Yeah.
And how close
we've got
we
a lot
are.
of recording going on this week.
Yes, we have a lot of recording going on this week. A lot of recording. So, yeah, there are some fun things on the way. Keep your eyes peeled. And if you've got any thoughts, any questions, any comments, any fan theories, find the comments section,
Let us
either on
know.
Patreon or
Yeah.
YouTube is a good place to do it. Or indeed, you can find us on the website and contact us directly.
Or if you're writing a blog, or you are part of a magazine that you're contributing articles to and you want to do a review, just get in touch, let us know, and we'd be more than happy to talk to you and get featured.
Absolutely. So, yep, the project continues. That's all from us, I think, for now. I think that's all we've got to sort of talk about without waffling.
We could talk
we could
a
go
lot
on
about
forever.
this, but I think I would spoil a lot of things.
Yeah.
So I'm better zip up now.
Sometimes it's difficult not to get excited about it, but that's a good place to be, right? So, so that's all from us for now. We will. We look forward to hearing what you think of the next 6 episodes of season 1.
Episode 6 launched today, and I haven't read any comments yet.
Oh,
so
there's been some nice ones.
I need to check that out. What you've written. Haven't read it yet.
It's a fun episode.
It's a good episode.
a
It's
fun
one of my
episode.
favourites.
Yeah, one of mine. Actually.
One of my favourites.
One of my favourites too. But yep, we'll leave it there, and we will speak to you
Very soon.
very soon.
Speak to you soon. Bye.
See ya.